Before the pandemic, 340,000 Canadians were collecting over $4.6 billion in CPP Disability Benefits. Today, we're going to break down those benefits and how they work. Let's go behind the vault. Hey everyone, Angelo BehindTheVault.net. So today we're going to break down CPP disability, the post-retirement disability, and the child benefit that may or may not go along with that. One of our subscribers asked for this video. Can you break down how CPP disability works? Absolutely. So today we're going to go over how you qualify, how much you're going to get, and how to apply for it. So let's get started. Let's talk about how to qualify for Canada Pension Disability. There's 3 ways to qualify. 1, you've got to be under the age of 65. 2, you have to have paid into Canada Pension for at least 25 years and 3 of the last 6 years, or if you haven't paid into it for 25 years, 4 of the last 6 years. And 3, you have to have a mental or physical disability that is severe and prolonged, based on the definition of CPP legislation. Now let's talk about that definition because that's important. So whether you're looking at Canada Pension Disability or a long-term disability through an employer or an individual disability insurance policy, everyone's going to have a different definition of what a disability is. Just because one person says it this way or one company says it that way, it doesn't mean it's the same for everyone. So let's get into the nuances around that. The first one is the word severe. Severe is defined as being regularly incapable of pursuing any substantially gainful occupation. I know, there's a rewind button for a reason. I know for this video, you're gonna use it. Let's break down severe. When they talk about regularly incapable, what that means is that you're usually or always incapable. What that means is that more times than not, if not always, you're not able to work because of your disability. So more times than not or always, you're not going to be able to show up and do the job that you're hired to do. Substantially gainful occupation. What does that mean? That refers to the income that you earn at the job that you're working. If you're earning over 12 times what the maximum CPP disability would give you per month or per year, the government considers that as substantially gainful employment, meaning you make more than enough that we don't have to give you anything. So when we talk about severe, what they're looking for is how capable are you of doing the job and how frequent, and 2, how much money are you making from it? For example, if you're a musician that put out a record and you're getting a royalty every month that's more than 12 times what the maximum CPP disability is going to be, you're not going to qualify for the disability even if you've broken your hands and you can't play the guitar anymore. So for a disability to be severe, you have to not be able to work most times or all the times, and the little work that you can do can't exceed 12 times the income of what the disability benefit would give you each month or each year. Now, prolonged is the second part of that. What they look for with prolonged, your disability is long-term or indefinite or likely to result in death. Then that's what's going to help you qualify, along with the amount of contributions you've made to Canada Pension plus being under the age of 65. Now that I've qualified for Canada Pension Disability, how much am I going to get? Well, there are 2 components to Canada Pension Disability. One is what they call the base amount or the flat amount. That's what everybody gets, regardless of their income, how much they contributed to Canada Pension over the years, and that amount in January of 2022 is just under $525. That number is going to go up annually with the cost of living adjustment. So every January that number bumps. Now it could go to a maximum of just over $1,457 depending on how much you've put into CPP over the years. If you're young and maybe you just started working out of school and you've only put a few years into, maybe you're part of that 4 out of the last 6 years group, you're not going to get much more than what the base amount is going to be. If you've put in your 25 years and you are at the higher income earner where you paid maximum CPP contributions each year, you're likely going to be at, if not very close to that $1,457 a month. Now, there are 3 nuances when it comes to the benefit that you're going to receive. Number 1, when you're 65 if you are still collecting Canada Pension Disability Benefit, it will automatically end and your CPP retirement benefit will kick in. So whatever you were going to get for Canada Pension at 65, that's what you're going to convert to. So it's likely going to go down if you're entitled to the max Canada Pension. The second nuance, if you're collecting a survivor benefit and you qualify for Canada Pension Disability, you will get both. However, both benefits together cannot exceed the maximum CPP disability benefit, which is $1,467. And then again at 65, the survivor benefit will stop, the CPP disability benefit will stop, and your regular Canada Pension retirement benefit will kick in. The third nuance, if you're collecting long-term disability from an employer group plan or from an individual group plan, and you qualify for Canada Pension Disability, you're still going to get your Canada Pension Disability, but you may see those other amounts go down. When you're collecting Canada Pension Disability and you're collecting long-term disability, there's something called the all-source maximum. And it's a rule in Canadian insurance law that basically says no Canadian can earn more than 80 to 85% of their pre-disability income from their disability income or benefits. What they don't want to see everyone do is they don't want to see everybody go buy a disability insurance policy from 5 or 6 or 7 insurance companies, and then something happens, they become disabled, and now they're collecting on all those policies and they're earning 4 times or 5 times the income they were normally earning. Okay, let's talk about how to apply for Canada Pension Disability. So the government says right on their website, apply for it right away, ASAP. As soon as you feel you may have a chance to qualify, fill out the application. Now you can do it online or you can do a paper application, but they encourage everyone not to wait for the doctor or the nurse practitioner's medical reports. And here's the reason. Pre-pandemic, there was a huge backlog when it came to these applications. They would tell you it takes about 120 days for them to make a decision on your disability application. And funny thing, the statistic is this, 75% of applications are decided in the first 120 days. That means 25% of applications haven't even been looked at in the first 4 months. If you had an accident or were diagnosed with a major disability around Valentine's Day, there's a 25% chance that by Father's Day, they still haven't looked at your application. That's 4 months. What happens in those 4 months? You can't work. If you work for a company, maybe there's EI, maybe there's sick leave, maybe there's short-term disability, maybe you have those things in place, maybe you don't. What I would encourage you to do is have a backup plan in the event that something like this happens. Or have a backup plan, whether it's a spouse or a family member that you know can step in and help in that situation. Because think about this, if tomorrow you couldn't work for whatever reason, how are you paying your mortgage? How are you feeding your kids? How are you keeping the lights on? So you gotta ask yourself those questions. It's easy when things are going really well. We feel good, we feel healthy, nothing's gonna happen to us, but as we all know, on a dime, our lives can change. Make sure that you've got some sort of a backup plan in place. Okay, let's talk about the post-retirement disability benefit. What this is for people who have retired before the age of 65, are not working, have paid into CPP and already started drawing their CPP, and they have a disability. What the government's going to do, they're going to send you the base amount of CPP disability, regardless of how much you've paid into CPP and regardless of how much you're receiving, because you're already collecting Canada Pension. You've already triggered it. You're already retired. Here's the cool thing. The cool thing is this, is that disability is usually tied to your ability to work. If you're retired, it's because you don't feel you need to work anymore and you've got enough savings or passive income or whatever to not have to go to work every day. So technically, they don't even have to do this. Really nice that if you trigger your retirement early and something happens, at least that base amount will come in at $525 a month. Keep in mind though, come age 65, that benefit will end and nothing will pick you back up because you're already collecting your Canada Pension. I mean, other things will kick in, your old age security, hopefully you've got other assets. I mean, you're retired already, so chances are you were on a good path anyways. The Canada Pension Disability Benefit or the post-retirement benefit will end at 65, will end if you die, and will end if you get better and can either go back to work or you are no longer deemed physically or mentally disabled under the definition set by the CPP legislation. Lastly, we're going to talk about the Disabled Contributors Child Benefit. What this is an additional benefit for people collecting Canada Pension Disability that have young children. If you have a child that's under 18 or under 25 and full-time enrolled in a recognized school or university, you could be eligible for this benefit. There's 4 ways the government defines child in that qualification. 1, it's your natural child. You made them, they're yours. 2, you've legally adopted the child prior to the age of 21. 3, you're the legal guardian of the child before the age of 21. 4, you have legal control of the child before the age of 21. So if any of the 4 apply, and then you start collecting CPP disability or post-retirement disability, and you'll get an additional benefit of about $264, $265 a month for the child, and that's going to increase annually based on cost of living like everything else. All right, I know that's a lot of information to unravel and go through. I know you're gonna hit that rewind button a lot, and I don't blame you. The video took a ton of work because every time we got a new piece of information, we had to unravel it and unravel it. But hey, that's what we're here for, to get the information out to you. Now, before I sign off, I want to say this. I'm super thankful that there's a program like this in place for those who need it. But I hope you never have to use it. I hope you never have to apply for it for you or for anybody that you love. I hope you live a long, healthy, wonderful, illness-free life. And while that may be a little naive that it's going to happen for everybody, again, I'm super thankful that there are programs like this in place. If you've got any comments or questions, down below, you know where to go. Hit that like button on the way. Don't forget to subscribe right here. And yeah, here's our next video.